Japan proposes 4-day working week to improve work-life balance. The Japanese government has just unveiled its annual economic policy guidelines, which include new recommendations that companies permit their staff to opt to work 4 days a week instead of the typical 5.
Here's a summary of the article.
The recently unveiled annual economic policy guidelines include new recommendations that companies permit their staff to opt to work 4 days a week instead of the typical 5. The government said in the outline of its campaign that, with a 4-day working week, companies would be able to retain capable and experienced staff who might otherwise have to leave if they are trying to raise a family or take care of elderly relatives. Companies are having their employees work from home or remotely, at satellite offices or at their customers' locations, which can be far more convenient and productive for many. Fujitsu has seized the opportunity, Schultz pointed out, with the company cutting the office space at its Tokyo headquarters by fully 50% as it shifts further to remote working. Employees, on the other hand, find the idea of a shorter working week appealing, but they do worry about reduced wages and accusations that they are not fully committed to their company. I did a lot of research about the companies that offered me a full-time position and made sure that I spoke to 4 or 5 present employees at each place, she said. The biggest risk right now is that some companies will slip back into the old way of doing things and insist on all their staff coming into the office all day, every day again, he added.
This post received a score of 62,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I have vivid memories of people sitting at their desks all night long waiting for the boss to finally leave or spending the night as drinking buddies for their boss and missing the last train home. Walking through a park late at night and seeing the office men sleeping with their suit jack rolled up as a pillow. And #X200B, Tokyo Governor Koike taking break due to fatigue, reportedly in hospital. So the employees would turn off the lights as mandated, then turn them back on and continue to work. I've always hated how the boss would leave, and the unofficial thinking was this would give employees de facto permission to leave knowing no one would leave. You want Japanese employees to go home? Have the boss at the end of the workday tell everyone to go home and make sure they leave. They started doing this with elementary school teachers in my area, and teachers are reporting a better work-life balance and less stress.
Doesn't help that Dentsu new hires are told to follow their motto on day one. It roughly translates to, never give up on a task until it is completed, even if it kills you.
And Dentsu will just shrug and say, it wasn't technically us or the task that killed them. It was the train.
If it's opt-in, companies will attach an opt-out to regular promotion cycles.
No, this is Japan. There's zero chance anyone does this except for lip service. Having worked there, it's the most toxic work environment on the planet. You are expected to work as many hours as the latest guy who stays. That means everyone is routinely in the office until 9-10 p.m. or later. With housing prices, that means another hour plus of commutes. This is unsustainable. So dudes just openly nap midday. It's a total charade. I'm like, I don't want to sleep slumped over in my desk chair for 2.5 hours midday so that I can make it till 10. Can I just do my work and leave? Sacrilege.
Having lived in Japan for half my life, it depends on the company, really. There is a 0 chance that it will become widespread, but there are definitely some companies that would do it.
My first thoughts are that they're going to have an official 4-day work week, where everybody is still expected to show up to put in extra hours, out of commitment, every Friday and Saturday, plus a little on Sunday. It just means that companies will be reporting less hours. If you look at the official metrics, on paper people in Japan don't work any more hours per week average than the US. Of course, companies reported that way because by law to maximum 40-hour work week in Japan, and everything above that is voluntary. When Japanese companies do the reporting, all of the salaried workers clock out at their regularly scheduled time and then stay another 4 or 5 hours because it's expected of them.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.